And now to discuss further on the lingering fuel scarcity is the National Secretary of IPMAN, Chief John Kekeocha. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, this hardship is becoming unbearable. Could you bring us to up to date on what's the latest on the lingering fuel scarcity?
Before now, there has been this problem of marketers getting their loads as at when due. It first started with the payments that were made in the depots, but because of the new change in price, marketers couldn't load for about 4 or 5 days before the issue was rectified. Those who made previous payments were allowed to upgrade their tickets, and those who had recent approvals now started paying it. So gradually, products now started coming out. But the main point is the fact that some marketers have bought some products before this time, some bought at 400 and above. That's why in some stations, we see some people selling above 500 naira or above. But with the loading in the depot now, gradually the price of products is gradually coming down. And I'm believing that with time, everything will normalize, but it just requires some patience.
You see some, just like you mentioned, some stations selling it for 500 naira. Could it be out of greed, or it's the way the product is being purchased?
Absolutely, it is the way the product is being purchased because some marketers buy from the tank farms as high as 300 and above, and they can definitely sell to make up some gains. If you come and check now, marketers that are loading at the depots at the new NPC price absolutely will sell at the pump prices stipulated by the government. But for those of them that bought at the tank farms at very exorbitant prices, you cannot for any reason force them to come and sell at the pump price because they must make their sales to match up with the amount they bought the product. It is when you say marketers sell with goods, I think you realize there was a point marketers were supposed to sell at 165. A good number of them sold less than 150, 160, 162, 163, just to ensure that they make sales at and mark up their demand for the product. But what is happening now is the dynamics of demand and supply and the cost of purchasing the product. And I'm sure that now the depots have started working, the price of product will gradually come down. But for those who had bought before, this change of price absolutely would want to sell to make at least make up get back their capital, even though they don't make much gain.
Right, there's news flying around that your agency has stopped lifting the petrol. How true is this?
Marketers have not stopped loading. If they didn't load today, there must be some logistics that are responsible, not because marketers refuse to load.
Wow. Well, and there was a stakeholders meeting to end fuel scarcity last week. How do you emphasize the meeting putting an end to the scarcity?
The stopping of the fuel scarcity is not a dramatic thing. It has to be something that has to be planned by the government. Because we have the Warri refinery, we have the Kaduna refinery, we have Port Harcourt refinery. And as we speak, none of those, all these refineries are not working. So we still rely on imported products to service our local demands. If the refineries were to put into place and are working, all these things we are going through couldn't have been. So it's not interesting. It doesn't make anybody smile that we have such refineries, we have the manpower, we have the crude oil, and we cannot refine products in them. It doesn't give kudos to anybody. It's just the way we have found the government not taking the refineries very seriously. Otherwise, there is no justification for four refineries, three refineries in this country, and no one is working. That's why we have all these problems every day, every year, and every year out.
So do you think there's a solution to this problem?
The solution and the immediate solution is to ensure that refineries are put into place to function. If they don't function, there must be this epileptic supply of products. If the refineries are functioning, then there will be consistent supply of petroleum products. But if they are not functioning, the occurrence of scarcity will be very, very consistent. That is just the truth. The refineries must work because you have everything to make them work. It is just government inability to work out. If things work out, the refineries are working, then you get paid to scarcity in this country.
All right, thank you for being part of the news.
Thank you very much.